week week 5, episode 5
Five,
to our
five, five,
listeners.
five, five, five.
Um, please still like, sub, all that good stuff. New week, quite a heavy week, hefty week.
A lot going on.
Outside of the heftiness, how's it been in Atlanta?
The weather switched up. Um, so that was kind of weird. You had a couple of days where it was in the 40s. It started in like 40s all
Ooh,
day. Um, it started in the 40s today. I think I woke up. It was like right at 40. By the time I went to work, it was 43. By the time I left work, it was 77. So it's kind of tough to dress when it's like I already kind of wear layers all the time anyway. But I don't like being cold at all. Like I hate it. So yeah, it was one of those tough ones this last week as far as dressing because it's just like I hate I hate being cold, then I hate being hot. So I like to keep it somewhere nice in the middle where it's like okay, I can actually enjoy the day. But today it was sweater and then had to pull the sweater off halfway through the day because it was right at 75, 77 degrees. Um, but that's like kind of first world problems. Niggas got sweaters, so I guess I can't complain.
yeah, I'm the same. I'm always cold. I keep a hoodie in my car. I seen I forgot. I think it was Pharrell that said it, or somebody said it about Pharrell, and they were like, Pharrell wears a hoodie every day, so I wear a hoodie every day. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much me.
That's
Always
pretty
in a
much it.
hoodie. I'm always cold. It's always nice when you're not out of town and you're cold because you can just leave it in the car or whatever. Like you could just be reckless. Whereas like one of the hardest things about traveling for me is like trying to not overpack, but like
Mm,
pack what's necessary and also like dress nice and be functional. So a lot of times like my hoodie is my security blanket.
bingo.
And it's like, man, and even when I go somewhere, the weather might not be cold, but I might be cold in the hotel, I might be cold on the
Exactly.
airplane, and it's like
I'm.
in my
Yep.
house, I normally got the hoodie, whereas in those places, like it could be a wild card. It might not be that bad, but what if it is? And so then I'm like, this is the one item I'm always gonna feel like I'm overpacked by having a hoodie, and if it's cold, then I probably have two. So
Facts.
it gets rough, but for me, I guess Florida wasn't as cold at all. Fucking heat, but wild windy the last few days. It's like I was gonna go shoot
Yeah.
baskets. I was like this would be bad for a kicker. So I know a basketball is getting taken right out of here. So very windy today, a little bit of rain. Uh, so there's that. Chiropractors on Wednesdays. That's always my safe
Hey,
space.
boy, get that reset.
Yeah, it's always funny whenever they're I was listening to a podcast and they're doing this electric stimulation and I have my headphones on and I'm cracking up laughing at what I'm listening to. And they had to come in there like everything all good. I'm like, oh no, I forgot I have my stupid ass headphones on. But no, that was the highlight of my week for that at least.
Getting your
Um
back cracked.
Yeah, yeah, in the neck, man. It's always funny. Like I can't believe I'm sitting here. I've gotten to the point where now I just relax, and he's twisting and throwing himself into me, and
That
it's like
shit is nuts. That
no,
shit
it's
is
it's, it's
crazy to
crazy.
me.
Like
So they
it's
they
even
do
crazier
that
when
shit.
they did that to me twice. He does it. He puts his arm right here, and he's like always like drop your shoulder, and he's gonna turn me, and then and then you can hear it. He got me in the back. He can feel my
Mm,
spine, and got me right in the middle, and you can hear
dog.
it. And he's like, oh.
This shit is
It's
Ayo
crazy.
Central,
If
nigga.
you yeah, oh yeah, my bad. That's crazy. Wow, it's nuts. If you literally everything you've seen from a
I'm trying to
chiropractor
keep it.
is
I'm
literally
trying to keep it together.
yeah, that was bad. Wow. I mean honestly, if you walked in, you'd be like everybody turns back at the door like, hey, hey, what's going on? I'm always on my stomach. It's nuts. It's really crazy. But
Hey, but you got to
but
do what you
it's
got to do, bro. I'm telling you, I'm thinking about going to get taken care of, man. My shoulder was hurting today, and I was like, man, mm-mm.
if
I was
if your insurance lets you do it, because this is out of network for me, and they still give me 20. So if you could get it, it's worth going like once every other week. Like,
I
yeah,
start
it's
with
like
like,
facials. Like they do the facials once a month or once a quarterly or whatever. Like you start doing that, you're like, what the fuck?
hey, unlock a new
All
version,
this self.
bro.
Oh man, it's different. It's as soon as I get the hair off my face, I go do one. I haven't done one in a little while, but that should be nuts. It's like I can't believe like 16-year-old me would be looking at me like, nigga, what are you
are
doing?
you serious? Are
You
we
straight?
serious
It's
right
like,
now? Yeah, no,
what you gonna
I've
do,
definitely
bro?
had those moments.
No, it's crazy. No, it's nuts. And definitely if they looked at the clothes I was wearing, you're like, whoa, you got a lot of sneakers, but you be putting some shit. Like I don't know about that one. Your ankles is
you
out.
get
You know
you
that?
pull it with the
That was
issy,
purpose?
you pull it with the issy
It's
miyake.
like it's like where do you get these pants? Are these shorts or these pants? I don't know what this is. It's like man, you'll get it at some other point.
Trust me.
Anyways, good pleasantries considering the fact that the world kind of gone to shit this week.
Oh
Um,
yeah, it's not looking
um,
good for us.
all right. Yeah, I think one of the earliest things in the week that we may have texted about or Instagrammed or whatever was it was Cam and he didn't like uh being so close to people's faces, black men and their lack of masculinity in the world and everything.
Who's that?
I
Who said that?
this was Cameron about
Oh yeah,
yeah
that set off the that ran that shit back. I thought we were done with
yeah
that, bro. I
I
thought it
thought
was
yeah I
over.
was actually shocked. I was like he was what's the old girl name? Stacey Dash. How she ain't know something
Yeah,
real late. Like she had just
yeah,
found out
yeah, yeah.
DMX
She had found
died.
out.
It's
She
like that.
started crying.
I was like, Cam, we talked about this like a month ago. We on a
Yeah,
new
you're
Jonathan Major story at this point.
bro, like at this point. I thought he got his shit back. I thought he got his man card back. I thought he had it back,
Yeah,
especially with those type of niggas.
yeah,
But apparently some of them are still finding out. So I guess we'll wait a week or so, and then he'll find out that the nigga be playing bully ball and shit, and
yeah.
we'll see. We'll
Give it
see.
right back.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I
it's
don't.
unfortunate.
Well,
I had some. I think it was kind of set off with a few dudes on Facebook,
boy,
and
boy,
I
boy.
thought that was yeah, I thought that was interesting. Just because, like, I don't know. I mean,
Oh, you
we in the
know.
South, so I kind of understand certain like maybe you're just not that progressive, but that does feel a little sad. Like you never hugged your dad or nothing.
And yeah, this niggas was coming out of the woodworks like not even my own brother. Like I wouldn't hug my boy cousins like that. Like nigga, what the fuck? Like you wouldn't hug your brother. Like you would
Yeah.
like it's just odd to me. Um
They graduate, they come across the stage, and you just dap them, but like y'all don't even bring it in. Like is that too much?
and that's what
Like
I'm
you just
saying. So
dap?
like so none of you guys ever played sports and won anything. Like none of you ever been a part of a winning culture at all in which sometimes players embrace each other. Sometimes
Yeah.
players on opposing sides that give it all they got. Sometimes they embrace each other. Sometimes that comes with a head hold in which you
Look,
would.
you see how LeBron be hugging with his dudes? They be like literally locking up. Like
That's what I'm saying. It's not even the church hug. Like they literally like the dicks touch. Like it might be, like it is what it is.
and then they might actually be holding each other while they talking for that look because LeBron did that with KD just literally a few nights ago.
You grab the small of that nigga back while you holding. You
And
got
they're
his
like held
head
up
and
and they're
y'all.
talking to each other, then they bring it in and then leave.
I remember one time I was in the club and the nigga ain't he ain't it wasn't like no hugging, but he was like trying to it was somebody that I knew from work. It was like at Prana. I was probably like 19, 20 at the time. And one of the guys I knew from work saw me in the club
He
and we
was
was
so
like
excited to
shooting
see you.
we were shooting the shit and this nigga was talking to me and this is how close we were. I don't remember exactly what the why we were this close, but this nigga's nose went in my ear. Like we were we were close. We were close. And it was odd. It was like, nigga, did you just the fuck was that? But it was like it's just like you guys just don't have like a closeness. Like y'all is it all like this force field barrier situation to where niggas that just Is it all you give every nigga the forearm when they dap you up? Like what is it? Like
I
how is
feel
it possible
bad.
that
Niggas
you
don't got
guys?
real love.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, man, like I'm close. I'm close with a lot of guys, man. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. Like I've never felt like I couldn't show affection to another man because I know I'm not gay. So it's like I don't. It's not. It's never been an issue for me to show love to somebody that I love. It's okay. Like so, we're talking about my closest friends, and even then, if it's these two niggas are compadres, man. They work together. They spent a massive amount of time together. They probably got in shape, you know what I'm saying, for the movie together. They probably spent a lot of time together shooting this film. And it's a small brotherhood in that actor community. So
Yeah,
I'm assuming they would be kind of tight, especially people in the same age range. If you find that guy, if you find that coworker that's the same age as you at work or around the same age as you at work, y'all probably
hmm
click. Y'all into the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like so that bond grows. So it's really weird that in light of a situation like this, everybody's just admitting that they don't have close relationships with men. Period. So I'm not
yeah.
even cool with my dad like that. I'm not even cool with my brother like that. I'm not even cool. Like it's like, damn. So this is what we've been saying. Where are the fathers? Where are they? Like this is what we've been talking about. You niggas need another nigga to love. You do.
You know what I think is ironic about this? Like it'll be the same niggas that'll complain about like there's not any safe spaces for us. It's like, bro, you just told the world that you like loving another man is gay. Like like yeah, I could see why there's no safe space. It's not even safe where you at. Like your
like
home
this
not
was
safe because you gotta
dog.
turn your masculinity on when you see your bro come in. Like we got a fist bump. Like we can't even really like hug in our house. Like I don't
That's
know.
yeah. That's too masculine. That's too masculine. The testosterone is a little bit too strong. This is
Well,
now
turn it
like
down.
a little bit, just a couple.
I promise you
Just
won't
dial
lose
it
your
back.
mustache.
You won't lose your mustache, and I guess I'm trying to piece together why that is that men feel the need to I guess run away from even the affection of their partners. Like it's like we brothers, we homies, we should be able to be on the phone, and if a nigga say I love you, or like y'all getting off, and the nigga say love you, bro, it shouldn't be a thing where it's like, and nigga, what the fuck you just say to me? Like you know, like it just shouldn't be. It shouldn't be this weird to where if a nigga is like trying to tell you some shit, so he's getting close to you, you got you. Hold on, bro. Like no, you don't have like. It just doesn't make sense. And like you said,
It's
how are
too
there
hard
no?
for me.
How is Facebook the safe space where you want to do the therapy session? How is that the place? And this is another reason why niggas be on Facebook spilling their whole fucking heart. You know what I'm saying? They be giving it up on Facebook, and then people be telling them how crazy they sound, and they don't like that. So then they lean more into it, as opposed to going to see a therapist whose job is to affirm
Yeah,
and give you some tools to deal with how you're
yeah.
feeling. They're not gonna judge you for feeling as though I can't hug my brother because I just can't. If I hug my brother, he might try to fuck me. I don't understand what the what the hang up or
That's that's a
what are you
wild life
trying
to
to
live.
what are you trying to avoid? If I hug this nigga, whom has showed me no indication, he's giving me no sign that he's gay in any way. If I hug him for too long, he might get the wrong idea. Even my father, if I tell this nigga I love him too much, he might try to kiss me in the mouth. Dalai Lama style.
Yeah.
No. I think you go into the wrong spaces to try to make it a safe space. People are going to judge you on social media.
That's what they worried about, clearly, that somebody's gonna kiss them in the mouth like that, I guess.
Yeah, so
They
you
might
worry about
like
this
it.
nigga, and that's where it goes because it's like, okay, well, honestly, if you have this strong an aversion to it, maybe, maybe you should try it. I hated eggs growing up. I hated them. I hated eggs until I was probably like 19 years old, and then the right person made them, and I was like, hold on, these ain't so bad. So
And they
maybe
like
it's
rich for
just
a little while too. That was one of those things
maybe you
that
just gotta hug the right guy, kiss the right guy. I don't know. Maybe you like it. Try it.
love who you love, my boy.
It's definitely gay
Now,
to not do it because you think it's gay. It's absolutely that's super gay.
I might be
Do
extra
it.
gay.
Yeah, that's actually the gay that you're running from.
Now, somewhat similar to that. Um, Obviously, hugging somebody doesn't make you gay, but
Yeah, we're just being
does
mean to you
sitting
guys.
next to does sitting next to a white supremacist make you a white supremacist?
1,000%. Yep, rubbing shoulders with them niggas. Absolutely. You rub shoulders with your partner, and you ain't gay, bro. Go ahead, rub shoulders all you want. Rub shoulders with Donald Trump. You are
Is this one question I
public
did
enemy
want to
number
ask
one.
you? I wanted to ask you it, but I wanted to. I was like, I'll wait to hear. So, like, how serious is it to be in a picture with somebody like that, knowing what you know, or does it just like I know him, he's a buddy, it don't matter that much? Like, where does the line? Because there's a spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he was like, is this some really nasty shit? Like, he's really into some nasty shit, but like some different shit. It's like I
Yeah,
don't know if I want to be sitting next to him. But then again, Mike Tyson got his own pass, so it's like I don't know if you want to be sitting next to him. But like, or is it just like double negative?
man.
It doesn't. It's just a picture. Literally
This
doesn't
shit,
matter.
this shit makes it tough. Honestly, I don't. I think you should probably be able. You should be able to, uh, be photographed next to whoever the hell you want to. And I mean, I can't say you should be able to. You are able to.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily judge you for just being pictured with regular people that we just don't like. Like nobody's gonna trip if they see fucking Mark Lamont Hill uh do that in a photo op with Chris Brown. Like nobody's really gonna be like, oh damn. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You guys are in the same rooms. Let's say it's an award show, whatever. Nobody's gonna trip. We might catch a headline if somebody decides to opt out of a photo with Chris Brown because he might throw a fit if a nigga is like, oh,
Mm.
actually, it's bad for my brand. Um, but yeah, I really don't. I think that we give enough grace to people to be able to know who they know.
Yeah.
But when it's like when there's already rhetoric around you, like we already know the person that you're pictured with is a shithead and a terrible person, but there's already enough around you that now we have to start being real about who you are. And now we have to start, being serious about what you're doing with your work or what your end goals are. Are you merely just entertaining or are you leading us down uh a wrong path? And all of it is all content is programming. Um I heard that from the lady that did the lady that's playing Aunt Viv in the new Fresh Prince, in the new Bel Air, and she said
Yep.
it's programming, and it stuck with me because it is just programming. Whatever you're feeding yourself, you know what I'm saying, and honestly, that's biblical. Whatever you put, you know what I'm saying, whatever you put into yourself, that's gonna come out some kind of way. Whatever you're putting in is coming out. So if you feed yourself these idiots and these terrible people who just have bad ideas on music, bad ideas on women, bad ideas on politics, just bad ideas on society as a whole, you're taking that information in because they're entertaining. So because they're funny or because they're just interesting and they have an interesting take. You take that in, but then you regurgitate it to in your everyday interactions with women. You regurgitate it in your everyday interactions with how you think about politics and if you think it is valid to vote or not. If you think it is valid, when you try to contextualize the fact that we uh, saw X amount of dollars via stimulus through Donald Trump. You take the whole stimulus COVID shit out. You just know that Trump gave you like the whole Trump sending people paper checks so that they would know that it had Donald J. Trump's name on the check. That's the shit. He did it for these niggas because they're the ones that if you ask them, if You don't have to ask them shit. They'll volunteer that, hey, I'm voting with Trump. I ain't never seen no money. I was getting hella money under Trump. Yeah, through fucking like a pandemic aid. Like the
or
world.
SS or SSI or got to take it from SSI. So
That's what I'm saying. So it's like they're not able to properly contextualize things because where they're getting their information from isn't able to properly contextualize things and doesn't care to because he's just entertaining. I'm not a role model. I'm just making content. Content is programming, and you guys keep taking this shit in, and y'all not being fed. Y'all are being fed. It's just junk food. It's empty calories. Like it's drinking a million fucking Gatorades. Like bro. It's fucking. How many calories is a Gatorade? 300 calories. So you drunk three of them. So now you're at 900. And now what? Like so now you on all the health shit, but you're overeating and you're overindulging in all this shit, and now you're out of shape. And it's just like, bro, know what you're putting into yourself. Know what you're. It's not just for food. It's for content. It's for media. And I think that when we see these people pictured next to these like people who are legitimately evil, those are the conversations we got to start having because, like, bro, Donald Trump is a nasty man, bro. Like that's not, and not even on no porno paid off the chick shit. Like
it's sinister.
y'all, yeah, like we're talking about. I don't understand how there's so much smoke for Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton's comments on super predators, but that same smoke isn't then carried to Donald Trump's door for putting out an ad calling for their death penalty of
Yeah,
the Central Park Five. How is he missing the smoke? How is he the savior for black men? But these people who of course have their own past and their own, off politics. I'm not, they're by no stretch perfect in any way, but this man literally, like, and if you want to talk about, okay, that was just five people and that was a bad call or whatever. All right, cool. So what about his housing? What about his what
yeah.
about all his controversy
And
around
he never apologized for it after they
and
got
he
exonerated.
never apologized, and he never will. And I honestly don't want it. If he did, I wouldn't accept it. So it's just like, y'all, it doesn't make, you have to make these things make sense, and you're not able to when the only people that you listen to or accept are people who parrot their talking points because they're trying to get in the circle or
Yeah,
because they're trying to get the photo out.
it's interesting too that
That was a little long winded. My bad. This shit just bothers the
oh no
fuck out
no,
of me.
no, oh no, you're good. You was rolling. That's ISO. But in that situation, I think like a picture is an endorsement until it's not. You know what I'm saying? A retweet is an endorsement until it's not. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Like maybe there's no way we could stick that to you legally, but once you start talking about legalese, you already really lost the public opinion
One thousand
because you
percent.
trying to speak legal jargon to people who don't give a fuck. If it looks like something, then it is, and if it don't look like something, it's not. So like, I guess if you okay with the picture, maybe it slipped your mind, and maybe for like Mike Tyson, it's not a big deal, but like as far as like DJ Academics or something, like him posing with the dude, it's like, oh yeah, you really like that. Now, if you into that and you could compartmentalize the shenanigans to the things that you like, then it is what it is. But like, I think a lot of times they truly do with that shit, but they use
One thousand
plausible
percent.
deniability to be like, it's just a picture. It's like, no, we kind of already see what your politics is heading.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Act ends up, signing an exclusive deal for streaming with uh some right wing media, and I'm guessing that means he's gonna be off of fucking Twitch, and he's on like the parlor version of Twitch or Truth Social version of Twitch, where they just kind of giving it up on some right wing shit.
That
I
shit is crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It is interesting because like I know there was that big old thing about as far as black men and being blamed for certain things, but like I think just our whole community in general gets fed a lot of misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
I deal with it with some older people I know, and they usually just come to me to be like, is this legit or not? And it's like you then that's when you really see how much misinformation is funneled,
That's facts.
and then that makes people that are like almost innately skeptical to be like, I don't know. And so like you said, the smoke gets missed. They play the game so much better when it comes to like dirty pool or like bending the rules a little bit, whereas like the progressives try to do things by the book, and like you battling with somebody who's being irrational. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
like,
Like
bro, y'all not playing the same
they
game at
bring
this
in
point.
brass knuckles to a fight. Like we're not even talking about the same shit. So
No,
yeah, it's
they, bro, they're bringing the gun that they took the fucking laws off of. There's no more background checks, red flags, no like type of buffer in between them. They're bringing that motherfucker to the fist fight. That's what they're bringing. They're
yeah.
bringing they're bringing the unchecked ARs to the fist fight, and y'all still out here like, well, we said it was fisticuffs, so let's nah, bro,
And
shit
then
not working.
framing it as the progressives saying that they want to take your all of them, and it's like no, we just want to take a set of them, like not all of them.
And
And
it
then you
is,
see that regurgitated where it's like, oh, I wouldn't trust the government. They want to take them all. I was like, oh, that's not what they're saying. They're saying y'all don't need to have these ones.
yeah, the ones meant
And
for
the,
killing how many people a second. Like it's just like, bruh, how do I? And
and
the
then
thing
every
that
time you see a school shooting, it's that type of gun.
you mentioned, older people coming to you and like you being their checks and balances on shit. I would love to have the problem of motherfuckers coming up to me and
Yeah,
like I would love it because right now it's really just like, well, shit, I don't give a damn. Like even if you point it to them that it's wrong, I don't give. Like it's just like why are niggas so stubborn and holding on to this idea that they will somehow allowed to be allowed to be white? They don't want you. You can't get in by endorsing and adopting their policies. You can't do it. And by policies, I'm not just talking about politics. Their ideology, like the shit that they ascribe to. You can't just throw that on you and think that's like a coverall. You can't just do that shit like fucking Kratos put the ashes of his family on him and now he's white. Like no nigga, like I feel like that's what niggas is trying to do. They trying to burn all of us and put and bathe in our ashes until they're white. Nigga, no, that's not how this shit fucking works, bro. They still know you black up under there. They can tell by them big ass lips. Nigga, y'all, I need y'all to do better. Like, I'm trying my best trying my best to like to love y'all niggas, man. And it really not necessarily a try that has to it's not a hard try. I love niggas. I love black people,
yeah,
and my
of
heart
course.
is in it for us to win and win on every level. But the only way we can do that is together. So it's very hard when everybody is pulling one way, and the most powerful out of us is just railing against the machine for no fucking reason. And I understand, like there is history with government lying to us or doing us a certain way, and now they are the Democrats some kind of way because actually we were actually the Republicans and they swapped. It's like nigga, it's like niggas just refuse to read and they just take talking points off of YouTube and fucking Twitter as
And
opposed to actually doing your own.
even if there is validity to that, it's flipped. So that means that
That mean it
we
flipped.
obviously we're not that anymore. We this. So if you're talking about them ideologies, yeah, you're right. So you should not be attached to a party. You should be attached to ideology. An ideology flipped. You're absolutely correct. But yeah, that's
More on. This shit bugged me out too. I'm sorry, niggas. Y'all getting hit over the head a lot with some shit. But so because I guess we can go into that. So the monk, the Dalai Lama, is uh he outed himself
sicko.
as a sicko.
Big time.
I He will need to be investigated before we can go full pedo. But I would be inclined to believe that if he's asking a minor to suck his tongue in front of the world stage, then he's probably doing worse, behind closed doors. Um,
Apparently, sticking your tongue out in their culture is like a sign of some type of deference or something. But
well, yeah.
the sucking the
See,
tongue was the weird part. That was the part that they were like, I can understand the sticking the tongue out thing, the whole sucking the tongue thing. That's a little that's
yeah,
far fetched. Yeah.
and it's like I'm not a part of that culture. I don't know how that shit goes. So by all means, if you guys can explain it away and it can hold up against an investigation against somebody, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying
Mhm.
America's the one to do it, but if that should have stand up, then go ahead. By all means, live your life. But I think we're all in agreement that there's something going on that's kind of off. Um,
Oh
my
yeah, some strange
brothers,
shit.
my brothers decided to bring it to our dearly departed sister Bell Hooks' doorstep. Um, by bringing up, I guess, some commentary that she made. Um, in regards to the Dalai Lama. I'll read it really quick.
And also, when
Um,
you're done with that, what's if you could
mhm.
articulate on why they love to come for for bell hooks, because it
These
seems
niggas are
like
crazy.
there's a particular group of Twitter.
The same
What's your
niggas.
boy name? I can't think of his name, but Torian something Walker.
Mm,
Something.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah. I don't follow him personally, and I
Yeah.
don't really know a whole lot about him, but I always see it retweeted, and I'm like, okay, so somebody I know is tweeting,
It's
oh boy, and he loves when they're going at him
and that's the thing. It's
going at
just
her
really
rather.
it's just really weird. So the excerpt, so the tweet is Dalai Lama regrets asking boy to suck my tongue. The quote tweet is, "This is who bell hooks claim represented the ideal version of masculinity." The next quote tweet, in which they provide more context, it cannot be a mere accident of fate that the visionary male teachers who are offering us messages about ways to care for the soul that will enhance life on the planet are men of color from poor countries, men who live in exile, men who have been victimized by imperialist male violence. Two men who come to mind are His Holiest the Dalai Lama and Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh. In Ethics for the New Millennium, the Dalai Lama calls for a spiritual revolution. He shares his belief that all humans desire happiness, and the principle of characteristic of genuine happiness is inner peace, which he links to developing concern for others. His soulful message echoes that of feminist thinkers who are telling the world that men can heal their spirits by developing relational skills, the ability to experience empathy, to care for others. How is this an example of how Bell Hooks is incorrect in saying that she would like men to have the mindset of caring for others? How exactly is this example the one that damns her for saying you guys should be more like the guys who thinks that you guys should have concern for others? Somebody who thinks you
I
should
think
learn
that
how to empathize.
yeah, I think they're showing their hand by saying that men should be barbarian and not care that much about niggas' feelings and not even care about their own feelings.
Every time.
And yeah, it's interesting because like I, yeah, she's passed, so yeah, you guys are targeting a dead lady. That's a little weird, but also like I'm pretty sure if she saw this, I don't think she would be okay with it. Like yeah, I said some things. Those things remain the same. Like I think that's what y'all should be. I don't know if this invalidates everything that I said previously, but maybe not so much focus on who that person is, but
On who?
the values that that person exemplifies. And to me, that makes the most sense. To that, just
And that
take the Dalai Lama out of it now. Just erase that, redacted,
just
and then
yeah, erase the Dalai Lama.
follow everything else.
If she was alive, she would erase the Dalai Lama on that part too, and just be like, well, you guys can't empathize because the Dalai Lama's weird. Like,
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Donald Trump's weird. You still want to be billionaires? I don't
Dang, y'all
understand.
empathize with him. Y'all find some empathy for him.
Oh, so
He should
what?
be able to pay
He,
off some bitches.
it doesn't. It just, bro. It doesn't. I'm so yeah. So Bell Hooks became, I guess, enemy number one when she passed because, yeah, she wrote some
Yeah,
shit
it was
about
going
black men.
crazy.
She had some opinions about black men that were, I think that if we're gonna listen to anybody's opinion on black men, it should probably be black women. I don't have any problem with black women critiquing black men. But once again, when you don't empathize, when you do not, care for others, you would, you know, think it's some bullshit going on when a woman is, particularly a black woman, is trying to figure out her place in the order of things and trying to figure out why she's always the last on the totem pole. And looking up and realizing, oh shit, it's because you. Now, from my reading of Bell Hooks, she absolutely has a critique, and that sometimes it's harsh. But I think if you're only pulling pages of the critique, then of course you're gonna miss some things. So Bell Hooks, while her critique sometimes can be harsh, at the same time I felt kind of affirmed, and I felt kind of reassured that black women have my back, and it honestly allowed me to, hell, give them more empathy, give them more grace. Because at the end of the day, Bell Hook's message to black men is that although y'all got y'all foot on my neck, I still love y'all, and I still want y'all to do better. And I still, you know what I'm saying? So I never got the feeling that Bell Hooks hates black men. And anytime I get the
Yeah,
feeling now that a woman who is black hates men who are also black, anytime I get that feeling, I take a step back and I try to understand why do why are they coming at it from that standpoint? And a lot of times they're not coming at it from a standpoint of hatred. They're coming at it from a standpoint of, I need you to understand how I feel so you can do better. So I don't have to feel this way. Most black women don't get married because they only will marry black men. So we don't have to
yeah.
question their loyalty to us and how much they love us. A lot of times they'll just skip marriage altogether if they can't be married to a black guy.
I
Which is more that
there's
can be
something that
said for
often
for us.
there's something that I oftentimes say when it comes to like critique. It's like, man, it's either you just didn't want to hear it or it's not fair. And so like I would probably say when it comes to like obviously like you mentioned with Bell Hooks, like it's a lot of niggas that's just really not trying to hear that shit versus like
Bingo.
actually trying to see if it's fair. And when I see that, like I think it's easy when you're in some type of position of privilege to like just be like I'm tuning that shit out. Like I don't want to hear that
Mm-hmm.
shit. But like it takes a real I guess a real man to be like, all right, I could take this, and instead of getting offended, I could take that and be like, man, that's a fair point. It just doesn't sound like somebody's trying to railroad me. It sounds like somebody that's like offering up a solution. And like even to some extent, like I'll help you with it. Like this is the blueprint that I'm giving you.
I don't get it,
Like,
dude.
and then on top of that, like if we just gonna be on some masculinity, like on some masculinity, like some, maybe on some like on some some toxic masculinity shit, like do you know like it'll get served to you? Like you talking about, I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about it'll get served to you if you.
Hey,
This is the she's giving you how to do it.
I don't
You do this
understand,
shit,
bro. I
you'll
don't
be
understand.
you, bruh.
I don't.
Passport
It's the
bros.
same shit we
Come
said. The
on, y'all
same
can
shit.
stay in
Same shit.
America.
Same shit we said to these niggas, bro. Same shit we said to
You
these
ain't gotta
niggas, bro.
leave.
Just, you don't have to do none of that weird shit, bro. Just listen to them. They not finna say nothing that's too out of pocket for you. And if they do, it's because you told them that's what needed to be done. You gave them the blueprint, so they're saying, "Well, nigga, this the blueprint you gave me, so hold it up, hold the fucking standard." If you listen to them, they will give you a better blueprint that will allow you to be served in
Yeah,
ways that you just not getting served. The ways that you can only pay for in the DR, because apparently you niggas is not able to pay for it over here.
I seen people on Facebook talking about, man, do women even cook anymore? And I was like, tell me that they don't like you by not saying that they don't like you because
Bruh,
they've all like one that wasn't even able to cook was like, I gotta feel like I gotta cook this nigga something. My mama would tell me to cook this nigga, so I gotta figure it
Bruh,
out.
to the point where you realize your girl can't cook, and then you just be like, "I baby, I got it." Like, don't even.
It's cool. It's cool. But I
Like,
appreciate you for trying though.
you a
I
real
really
one.
we could do it
You a
together.
real one.
You cut
Bingo.
up
And
everything and
look,
I
but you once again, two married guys, so who knows? Who
they'll
knows
buy
how
the
to fucking
groceries. Like
who knows how to make
they'll
this
buy
shit
the
work, bro?
groceries.
They'll take care of the shit, bro. Like it's just like you go. I don't. Y'all just
Facts,
listen
man.
to us, man. Listen to. We trying to give y'all the keys. We trying to give y'all the
Yeah.
keys. They not finna tell you to do nothing crazy. There is
No.
validity in what they're saying. There is validity in their critique. There's validity in Bell Hooks' critique. There's validity in Angela Davis' critique. A lot of people have a problem with. I saw. This is gonna be the last thing I'm saying. About. I saw my cousin. One of my cousins was complaining about the lack of financial literacy on the black community and attributed that to the church and said that all these churches where the pastors make credit scores like 480, who's telling you to sow a seed and give him this money, and that's why blah 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 blah. And then another cousin of mine was like, well, if you really want to look at why black people are still in the same place financially and blah 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 blah, it's because of feminism. And this is my girl cousin who said this. I don't know how the hell you got the feminism. I don't know how feminism got roped up in it. But
Did
yeah,
she
guys,
explain? Did she elaborate?
they never explain, they never elaborate. They just say this shit, and
Hmm.
and if you ask them to explain and elaborate, what you get is internet free. Google. You can go on YouTube and find out the same thing I found. Like, no, I'm asking you to at least drop the video. Give me drop the link. Drop the link. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Give me the resource. I'll go and read it myself. But how about you at least point me in a direction outside of in a more specific direction than just saying Google, YouTube. Like, don't hit me with the Google is free. You know what I'm saying? Actually, give me the receipt so I can check this thing out and see if there's any validity in what you're saying. There isn't, because feminism is not. It's not the problem in the
I'm gonna
black
be
community,
thinking about this
guys.
all night. Like, how can you draw the line between us not moving forward financially and
I don't know.
I just
I don't.
would like I'm interested. Now I would want to talk and not even on like on some weirdo shit. It's like, hey, I want to see the line you drew to get from that part to this
I
part
would
because
like to
I'm
see the
really
line.
intrigued.
I would
Because
like
I
to see the
don't,
line. That be a
I'm
little
not
thin.
quite under,
It be a little
I'm not
stretched.
following it. Is it a squiggle? Is it a straight one? Like, what does it look like? Because I'm
But
not.
you know,
But
if
I
a
mean,
black
I don't
man
know.
drew it, if a black man drew it, and he won't hug his brother, then that line is for sure very straight. There are no
Yeah,
squiggles
it's
in
got to
that
be.
line. There's no squiggles in that line at all.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, y'all do
that's
better, man.
interesting. That's interesting.
Y'all niggas do
Okay,
better.
now let's see what's left. Um, hmm. You know what? There was something that also was intriguing to me, and it kind of goes back in the same direction that we were as far as like academics and Mike Tyson and everything, and it was more or less um these these black publications or black media outlets, social media outlets that
Yeah.
are pushing um
Ooh.
right like extreme like far right ideology.
Yeah.
There was something there was something specifically and like I've mentioned this friend before. A lot of times I talk real political shit, but
Uh-huh.
I had asked him. I sent him an article once. This was might have been in 2021, so a couple years ago, and they were first rolling out the vaccine, and the little clip said something like New York is rolling out the vaccine by race, and it was like simply by that. And
Right.
that buddy lives in New York, so I sent it to him, and I was a little tight about it. I didn't even read it. I just literally saw the headline, and I sent it to him like, "Yo, what's the situation with this?" And he's like, "Oh, well, what they mean is not that they're rolling it out by race in a bad way. They're rolling it out by race in a way that's equitable. So like the communities that are affected the most by COVID are actually getting first dibs on vaccines. So
Right.
when you read that clip, it makes it feel like, oh, they putting white people at the front of the line, when actually, and if you read the comment section, you definitely know that's what it is. But actually, it's like, no, people of color, you guys are in first, other people are behind that. And so I felt ashamed. Like I actually felt upset. Like, man, I can't believe they got me. I should have read the article. That was so
Yeah,
irresponsible.
I got fake
And he was
news.
like, yeah, and he was like, I wouldn't beat yourself up that much about it. You know, everybody does this from time to time. And so then that's when I started thinking, this was the shade room. And I'm like, I thought this was for us. You know, like this was,
Mm,
and why are they causing hysteria in the comment section by writing this purposefully ambiguous uh, headline? Because if you had just wrote it for what it was,
right.
we would all be excited. Like this is good news for us. They're putting us in the front of the line of some shit that never
Finally.
happens. And so when you saw that, I'm like, what would the incentive be to get a bunch of people that look like you to be scared and angry and create mass hysteria in a way that even they think CNN does, which is they obviously engage in sensationalism as well.
Right.
However, they aren't necessarily faking it like that. And that's
Yeah.
when I unfollowed the shade room. I was like, this couldn't possibly be something for us because they would celebrate it. You know, they would celebrate something that happened good for us. And
Right.
so, Joy Reid, who works on MSNBC, she has a small blog, and I might sent you the link, and it was talking about that, and then obviously like Adam 22, like I don't know how, obviously people are pretty fond of
Bro.
him,
The
but he has
no
his own
jumper
issues.
shit, bro.
Yeah, that I mean, I never felt good about it because he was white, and I was like, I don't know how about that in our community, but a lot of people I know like it, like they fuck with him, and there was a lot of black people that worked there.
I still do.
Yeah. So I was yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting that I hadn't thought about it that way, but I've connected the dots before.
Yeah.
Do you engage in like gossip? Was it gossip in the city and shade room and
Uh-uh. I
okay.
yeah, no, I try not to just because that the same thing you're talking about, man. Like honestly, it's just not a good space. When I noticed that, basically people being taken advantage of, it's just like I'm not finna engage in this because I care about the people that you are screwing over. Um yeah, it doesn't make any sense. This is a for us platform who is essentially engaging in the same shit that got Trump elected in the first place. Like you're doing the same type of misinformation, misdirection, like, let me, entice this aspect of you, or let me get this outrage and turn this into a click. Um for me, let me get you riled up and doing all this shit. And like we said before, all of that is programming. All of that shit is put there to excite you and get you riled up, but you're riled up at the wrong thing. You're riled up at the wrong, whatever. The same thing with no jumper. Once again, I don't like white media talking about black shit. Period. If the face is white, I'm probably not gonna rock with it. If it's engaging in the black community in that way, especially I never got good vibes from Buddy. So and the type of music that he was covering, and then same with Shade Room, which covers a lot of stuff, but the type of thing that they cover, I feel like is a detriment to us. I feel like it's the type of shit that hurts us. It's kind of like it's it's one of those things where it's like, to me it's Rick Ross invested in Checkers and Wingstop. If you have the bread to invest in fast food, why not invest in an innovation in fast food, which is healthy fast food? If you have a way, if you have these things, why peddle more shit to us? We already have enough shit peddled to. We don't need you peddling the
Mm,
shit to us. So if you're gonna serve the community, Adam 22, and no jumper. If you're gonna serve our community, if you're gonna cover our shit, then at least cover it in a way, or cover the things that kind of build us up, as opposed to, and the same thing with act, as to covering the beefs, as to covering the very low end of what we have to offer in our media and in our entertainment. The same thing with Shade Room. Why are y'all covering the lowest rung of what we have? I understand it's gossip, but why not just be an actual publication? Why not just actually aspire to something better that we can all be proud of, as opposed to something that we all gotta enjoy in secret? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, because it's right there. Everything is there. You don't have to be anything at this point. So for you to choose to go into that always rubs me the wrong way, and that's kind of why I just never really engaged in the gossip sites, like even Hollywood Unlocked and Jason Lee and everything. It's just very strange to me, that black people would criticize TMZ and then become TMZ.
Yeah,
It just doesn't
yeah.
make any sense.
I think one of those things, as far as those publications are concerned, not so much Adam, because like I don't like I don't even think there's anything really smart to say about that. It's just I don't think it never should have got there in the first place.
It never should have
But
happened.
like
It just never should have been there. You're right.
I think that with the other ones, the part that I find that that's difficult for me to deal is like how can I get us to understand like this is not good for us, and not like on no hating shit. Like I feel like a lot of times people say shit like rap is not good for you or this is not good for you, and it's like yeah, but that's hating shit. Like there's good shit and there's bad shit. But I mean like this one is like it just feels like if you just take yourself outside of yourself for half a second and just look at it, you're like, oh, it's not just engaging in shenanigans, like saying who baby mama don't like who. Like this is actually like I
Yeah,
remember Gossip in the City posted that Trump won early, and it was like he didn't win. Like this is just stuff that's not it. Like all the people that were tweeting about the Meg thing, and like
these are
everyone got it wrong, and it was like you're just I don't even understand what the incentive here is. Like
these people who it's so it's so frustrating, because these the people that really take this stuff in as truth and as the gospel. These are the same people who are also wholeheartedly all in on conspiracies. The conspiracy that I would be in on if I'm noticing a trend
yeah,
of very conservative, and because conservatism as an idea isn't wrong, but engaging in the same conservatism that these wrong motherfuckers engage in. When I see these blogs doing that, I'm thinking, oh, they paid you.
yeah,
They funding this endeavor. That's what's going on right now. You took the money, so now you have to run the story, which is all get your money. But no, like that's I'm confusing why, again, the conspiracy theorists aren't now waking up and being like, hold on, you keep putting this slant on shit, or I notice you keep going to this well and giving us this water. What's going on with that? They're not doing it, and it's frustrating. Um, because like
and
you
then you
said,
look and see who these owners are, and then you'll be like, oh, okay. I get
ooh,
it. See, that's when
and
you
then
that's
we'll
when you really find out if you go look and look at what these what the chairs look like on the board and shit like that, then you'll be like, okay, so this ain't what that is. Like, what did they pop out? And this is totally off, but what's the
right.
hair care shit? Shea Moisture or whatever that
I
brand,
was
and they
bro. I
make
was
that for
thinking the
chairs,
same shit, bro. I was
and it
thinking
was
the
like,
same
there's
exact
not
thing.
enough black faces on this thing.
And it's the thing that black people continue to do when we talk about selling Granny's house and blah 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 blah. And it's like, y'all keep taking the bag. Like, somebody has to say no. We can't keep building up these businesses, platforms, whatever else. We can't keep putting our equity into this shit, our blood, sweat, and tears into this shit, and we just sell it to the highest white bidder.
And
And
then expect for them to do right by you afterwards.
and they keep you as the face. So then they can say, it's now it's black led. It's not black owned, but it's black owned. It's black
Yeah.
operated, and it's just
That's when
like
they say things like black founded.
every time, and it's just like, and then like you said, you do your homework and you look at the chair, and it's you that founded it, and a whole bunch of other whites or non-blacks. And it's just like this is the same thing that we keep running into, and niggas just not. Y'all are just okay with it because the headline was like, "Oh, sold for 1.2." Who gives a shit? Because now they selling you. Now they
Yeah.
selling all that cachet and all that loyalty that was built through you. They just sold that shit to them, and you keep buying it thinking that it's the same product. It's not. It's just not the same thing, and there's no dedication to you anymore, if there ever was to begin with. And like you said something about people being like all rap is bad, rap is bad for you, and it's just like we go back to this weird conversation that's been going on between I guess it's the same interview with Jim Jones and the Rap Caviar podcast, and the Drake of it all, and it being well,
And
Drake
push.
is top five, and a white man who Saint Pete, uh a bootleg Kev was actually asking the question of like, well, Drake doesn't have any, he doesn't have any type of social messaging, he doesn't have any type of like opinion on society. Does that kind of rearrange where you see him? And Jim Jones is like, why would that even matter? It's like, because everybody else on the top five has something to say about shit. And it's not saying that in rap we can't enjoy, life and have fun, and that there isn't a place for that, and that if you do that on the highest level, uh, for the amount of time that Drake's been able to do it, then you should not be in the top five consideration. But just this whole negating of the need for rappers, entertainers, period, to have some type of social, not even a social message, but some type of consciousness to them, to where at least even if you having fun or you making fun product, you making fun entertainment, that your politics align in a way that don't hurt us, or that your overall being is not something that we have to be worried about. To me, Drake's overall being would be something that we have to worry about, because you used you being the number one talent in our community who has never really spoken on some shit for us. Um, what you did speak on was Meg not getting shot.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
did you did speak on
When you
that though,
actually did talk about something, you did say that,
right? So so
which is
so so
like,
then it's, had you just sat there and shut the fuck up, then we would have been, whatever. But the fact that you thought that was okay to give an opinion on, but everything else that's been happening is only worth, and granted, it was a bar. It was a bar.
a
So you
bar.
never
Yeah.
give more than a bar. But it's just when when what you do is something like that that's detrimental. It's to me that seems, that's where it gets a little off. And when people go to the lengths of just negating a whole side of hip hop and being like, "Oh well, why everybody got to be blah 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 blah? Why y'all need everybody to give y'all a message, and why y'all need everybody to be y'all savior?" I don't. We don't. The reality is, this is where we get our information at, though. We all start in
Yeah.
hip hop, like just to keep it a bean. We don't read books until we get 25 plus, and they're like, you know what? Maybe I should start reading a fucking book. I I've always known how to read, but books never interested me until I got grown. So,
Hmm.
where I was getting all my information from was rap, where I was getting my ideologies from rap. And every time these niggas fucking go off the rails, and then everybody's trying to defend it on some the same shit with the Donald Trump shit. And it's like, y'all, where is the line?
Yeah.
Where is the line at? Where does it? Because this is honestly supposed to be fun too. This part of the conversation is supposed to be the fun part.
Yeah.
We talk about where rappers sit at. But I don't have any problem with Drake being in the top five. I just need somebody to actually explain it without being like, why everybody got to be y'all savior? Like, nigga, don't nobody ask this nigga to be my savior. I'm just saying. Like, he ain't
Yeah.
saying shit.
I know it ended up being one of those things, and honestly, I did. It's just kind of clicking now that that's why there was kind of a uproar about it, um, because of that interview. Um, yeah, Jim's kind of said a few different things this week that was a little weird. He was
Push.
he was yeah, the push thing was a little weird. I was like, I don't know if like I get. All right, it sounded like a jab, and I was like, okay, do they have beef, or is he sticking up for Drake? Like, what's
And once
happening
again,
here?
I don't know. Why would he be sticking up for Drake at a time like this? I don't know. What did Drake just do with Dipset? It's the same shit
Yeah,
on all levels. It's all the same shit. These niggas get paid and then be like, well, nigga put money in my pocket, so fuck Pusha. Like,
yeah, yeah.
come on,
Yeah,
bro.
I don't know if yeah, if you just say he's not top 50, whatever, but when you're like, it's not like it's a little personal. You talk about drugs he never sold, like okay, well, okay, if that is true, I don't know why that was necessary in talking about rap. A lot of niggas talked about bodies they never took and cars that they didn't own, and my bathtub lift up my walls through a 360. I got the shit like no, you didn't. You didn't have that. And that's fine. We
It
don't care
didn't.
if you
It
had it.
didn't.
We wanted to visualize it in the video. You think Diddy really drove that Bentley on interstate backwards?
Right.
He didn't. That didn't happen. It didn't happen, man, and it would never happen. And it looked dope though. It looked dope. That probably was some Hype Williams shit. Because why else would we think about putting a Bentley on the interstate backwards? But yeah,
Right.
I don't know where I personally, back from my old podcast days, I hate lists. I hate
I love him.
comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. I
It is.
absolutely despise it. As soon as I hear it, as soon as I hear a record, someone texts me and they're like, "Where does this fit in Drake's catalog?" Bro, I don't care. I want to listen
I
to
just want
this.
to enjoy
Yo,
it.
that this Griselda album was not as good as the just like this one. That's it. And so lists and like Complex, they're decent at it. They're good at their lists. Shout out to I guess they're good, whatever. But I do like to look at them. But as far as engaging, I personally, as a Push fan, as a Drake fan, I don't care if they rap at each other forever. I don't care if they keep shooting at each other
Shit.
forever. Just make really good drug raps, Push, because and
Bingo.
good music that makes me feel like I'm not going to the right places and I'm not driving the right car with the right engine. And Drake, you keep making emotionally unavailable raps for 15 years and 20 years about girls that you're never going to be with again, and that's cool. That's fine. I like it. Not so much the newest joint, but whatever. It is what it is. I already
It
see
has
it
its
as
place.
captions.
It
I
has
already
its
see it as cap.
exactly.
I heard
It
the
all
bar
has
and
its
I was like,
place.
oh, that's not gonna be a caption. That's gonna be a caption. It's gonna be a lot of women with these captions. Trust me, it's happening. I used it before on a picture. I said, please take it easy. I see how you did, homeboy. Please take it easy. I'm married. I would never like. What am I looking for? She's not. Take it easy on me. I'm the only person here. So I thought it was dope. So yeah, I don't know. Everybody's number one in my heart. You put out a good record, that's fine. And then look, sometimes you like some scared of hoes music, and sometimes you like the music for the hoes.
Bingo,
It's place
bingo.
for them to
It's place
coexist.
for it both, man. It's a place for
Benny
it
the Butcher,
all.
to leave you guys with this. Benny the Butcher says that when he walked into a strip club, they threw on Griselda, and he looked at the DJ and said, "Turn that City Girls back on, so I could throw this money." Like it's he
In
understands where he
fact, though,
fits in the in the ecosystem, and they're not twerking. I don't even want to throw money to my bars. Put break on and let them girls
that
shake
shit
it up.
on, let them go, bro.
And then
It's all serves a
when I
purpose.
go home, I might throw the Benny on. I
On the
might.
ride home.
Unless I'm
On the ride home.
unless I'm with somebody, then I probably like if I'm with a girl. If I'm with the guys, maybe I throw the Benny on. You know that if it's a girl at a Benny show, she's probably the most dangerous person in there, or knows the most dangerous niggas because there's no women at those Griselda shows. And if you want to find a pink toe, go to a Drake show. They there.
you, you want to find a pink toe.
They there, man. They're there. But I think that pretty much wraps up uh, episode 5. Um, if that wasn't enough to tell you to subscribe, then I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
No, no,
Um,
guys.
uh, appreciate you guys for listening, and that's about it.
Episode 5, fellas.